Hey guys, how are y'all? It is halfway through our last week of this training. Crazy, I can't believe it. It's been such a great 6 weeks. The leaders have done such a great job at jumping on and giving you so much information. Thank you so much for plugging in with us and for being here the last week. That really says a lot about your intentions and making that decision to become a leader. We are switching things up. We talked about volume the first part of the week, and we're going to be talking about leadership this last part of the week, and I'm really excited about that because that's why most of you are here. You're here because you want to be a leader. You're here because you want to rank advance and you want to grow your team. And you made that decision. I believe that leadership starts with a decision to want to take control of your business and your success, and you guys are all here, so props to you guys. I am excited to talk about I feel like one of the most important things that sets a leader apart from a non-leader, and that is mindset. Okay, mindset is so important. You hear that a lot on this team. Your upline has probably talked to you a ton about mindset because it is so key. Okay, it really sets apart somebody who's successful and somebody who's not, and a lot of things, especially this business. So I want to break down kind of the mindset and the difference between a leader and a non-leader into two different things I want to talk about when it comes to mindset. And number one is how a leader handles problems. And number two is a leader versus a non-leader and their self-image and confidence. Okay, so one of the biggest differences that you see when it comes to a leader and a non-leader, and a lot of times, the more experienced coach sometimes too, you'll see it, but sometimes right away, newer coaches get this right away as well, is handling problems the right way. Okay, recognize that we all go through the same problems, guys. We all have them. Like, life is going to throw you problems every single day. Okay, especially with coaching, especially when you first start and you're doing things that are a little bit uncomfortable. Some days aren't going to be easy and things are going to come up. So we all share the same online office. We've all had coaches quit, people drop rank, things go on back order. Problems happen, and the difference between a leader and a non-leader is that a leader is going to, a problem comes, they're going to either solve it quickly and move on, or if it's something that you can't really do much about it, not dwell on it and move on, not spend a bunch of time being negative about it, move on. Another way a leader is going to differ from a non-leader is that they're really going to try to change the point of view on it, right? Instead of seeing it as such a negative thing, how can you learn from it? How can you help your team next time? Use it as a learning experience, or really believe that everything happens for a reason, and that this is a problem seems big in the moment, but really the big picture, is this going to affect your business, your team later? Probably not. It's probably something that it happened. It's not that big of a deal. It's not in the world. A leader is going to recognize that the big picture is so much more important, and be able to have that big picture thinking versus in the moment and dwell on that negativity. You see a lot of new coaches sometimes that quit over a problem, and it's really just an incorrect point of view, the way that they're looking at things. So that is something to really keep in mind. Something that I did that really helped me is to make a list of problems and things that have happened, and I did this so I can help my team with their point of view on things. So let's say that coach relations, I don't know, mess something up, or let's say that there was a product that was on back order, and a coach will come to you like, oh, this is the worst thing that could happen. Now my customer's gonna be upset. help them change that mindset to say, actually, like, think about it, you know, that's pretty awesome that there are that many people that want that certain product. That's how good it is that it's on back order, and that we have a company that's working that hard to get it back, right? And being able to change that mindset, how you deal with things, okay? Not easy all the time. So another thing you can do is have your success partner or your spouse be there to pull you out when you're starting to go down that negative downhill spiral, right? Well, we've all been there. And, you know, plug into personal development to really work on that, because, you know, successful coaches are going to move on. Leaders are going to move on and keep growing their business despite of problems that are going to come up every single day, right? You remember that you have the power to, you know, choose how you want to respond to these things. You know, you can choose to and decide that that problem that you're facing is bigger than your dream and your why, or you can decide that your dream and your why is bigger than that little problem that you're facing. So always trying to keep that mindset, so key, okay? Another thing that is so huge and sets a leader apart from a non-leader is self-image, okay? And this is a tough one. You know, I've had to work on this a lot, is believing that you are a leader, believing that you are successful, believing that you can do that, and doing what you have to do to get yourself to that, to really believe in yourself. Because if you don't, you're gonna keep trying to go back to that non-leader, follower. If that's how you see yourself, as a follower, then you're going to go back to that follower instead of stepping up as a leader. We are always actively working to get back to wherever our self-image is. So to try to explain this a little bit better, I'm going to give you some examples. So you guys have probably all heard about lottery winners, how it's somebody that pretty poor and broke, and then they become these millionaires, and then you hear about them going back down to being broke again in a few years. They lose all of it and they're back down to where they started. Why does that happen? It's because their self-image, they see themselves as not millionaires. They don't see themselves as millionaires. They always saw themselves as that broke, unsuccessful person that didn't have any money and got lucky and won the lottery. They're going to go back down to wherever they felt their self-image is, okay? Same thing with a millionaire, that their company, they lose everything because whatever reason. And this happens a lot too, where a millionaire will go broke, and what happens, they usually become millionaires again because they see themselves as millionaires, and they're going to do whatever it takes to get themselves back up to where they feel like their self-image is. You also see it in, you know, people that lose weight. A lot of times they'll go right back to wherever they were. They eat just enough and exercise just enough to take themselves back to where they feel comfortable, where their self-image is, they see themselves. So if they always saw themselves as overweight, you know, they're probably going to go back to that. You have to work on changing your mindset, which is why a lot of our challenge groups, we work so hard on, you know, helping people completely change mindset of healthy lifestyle, and versus just those quick weight loss things that you see. So key to work on that self-image. This is tough, okay, because we all want to be comfortable. We all, you know, to push yourself and to change your circumstance to meet a different self-image, you have to really push yourself out of your comfort zone. You have to work at this. And if you want to be a leader, then you have to get uncomfortable over and over again, and tell yourself that you are successful and you are a leader, and believe that. And, you know, put post-its up everywhere. I know a lot of coaches do that, like positive affirmations, and work really hard. So mindset, guys, is so important. And I mean, I challenge you to, like, look at leaders around you and think about it. Watch the way they respond to things. You know, they are constantly pushing themselves and to try and do new things, and hopefully pushing you as well. But really plug into personal development. That is one of the reasons we stress it so much, because it's so key. That's the big difference. So I challenge all of you guys to really work on that, and I have had a blast watching everyone plug in, and we are excited to answer questions tonight about volume and about any kind of leadership that you had, and we'll keep giving you little tidbits of information. But that is all. There's probably a lot more we could talk about mindset, but those are the two big things. So have a great day, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.